Hello, Namaskar and Avak to all my friends from your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel, Astro Assurance. We have been doing the Navamsa series where we have been talking about a lot of areas related to life and how they get connected to your D9 chart, your Navamsa, and virtue of what your ascendant is in the Navamsa, what your 7th house is, where your 7th lord is placed, where your Lagna Lord is placed in the Navamsa. We have also tried to look at how different results will be manifesting in your life, different possibilities may be coming in your life, but it is important to see the D9 chart's connections to the D1 chart, and hence we have also reiterated both in the Lagna Lord of Navamsa of the D9 placed in different houses within the D9 series, as well as the 7th lord in the D9 place within the 12 houses within the D9, how they get connected to the Lagna Lord in the D1 and its placement within the D1, as well as the 7th lord of D1 placed within the D1, and how one should be seeing the results of the D1 placement of a certain house lord in connection with the complementary house lord in the D9, and should be looking at overall manifestation of the placement of these two complementary house lords as a combination rather than in isolation. And so when you look at the placement of the 10th house lord in D9, which is what we are doing today, please ensure that you also look at where the 10th lord in the D1 chart is placed, which houses it is placed in, what conjunctions, yogas or doshas are influencing it, what aspects it is in, and what are the sign energies of the house that it is placed in. And so when you look at both the placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart within the D9 chart, then look at where the 10th lord in the D1 chart is placed in what houses and what signs, and then together you should be able to manifest the results accordingly rather than in isolation. So the placements of the 10th lord in the D1 chart will be in some way getting connected to the 10th lord's placement of the D9 chart. So you have to look at them as a combination, as a synergy. So if the 10th lord in the D1 chart is placed in the 2nd house, whereas the 10th lord of the D9 chart is placed in the 9th house, then it can show high gains of livelihood, salary and increase of earnings coming through your education, because now the 10th lord in the D1 chart is placed in the 2nd house of earnings, of livelihood, whereas in the D9 chart the 10th lord of the D9 chart is placed in the 9th house of education. So you should be able to connect the two houses and then should be able to see the overall results rather than in isolation. So keep this in mind. So now before we go ahead, you have been seeing a lot of my videos, and if you are a regular viewer of my channel and if you find that my videos are useful for you, they answer some important questions in your life, then please do subscribe to my channel, because then you will be also helping YouTube share these videos with others who may also benefit from these videos, and they may also be able to better their life, so that my videos help them answer some questions, important questions in their life as well. So through that you will not only be able to help others, but you will also help improve your karma. So please do subscribe to my channel, please do like my videos, and please do share these videos every now and then. Now coming back to the topic, the placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart within the 12 houses in the D9 chart itself, because when I usually say the placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart, people ask me whether it is am I talking about the placement of that house lord within the D9 chart or in the D1. So here I am not talking about the placement of the D9 10th house in some other divisional chart. I am talking about the placement of the D9 10th lord within the D9 chart itself, what possibilities may come by, what probabilities may come by, how it may manifest different results. Now keep this in mind, that the placement of different house lords in the D1 chart in different houses give you more possibilities in a certain area, connecting the manifestation of that area to that higher possibility. However, the D9 chart is more about probabilities, which means what is more probable for you. D1 is about possibility and the D9 is about what is the higher probability. So if there is a certain result possible in being seen in the D1 chart, then do check and validate it from the D9 chart if it's probable as well. Then you get higher success in that area. That's how you should be able to connect the placement of a certain house lord in the D1 chart with that of the similar complementary house lord in the D9 chart. So let's jump into and understand how the placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart in different houses will give you different results. Let's start with the first house. Now, one important thing about the D9 chart is whenever the house lord of any house is placed, the 5th and 9th house to that house also has the similar sign energies, and so manifest stronger results of those particular two houses as well. So when now the 10th house lord gets into the Lagna, into the first house, the first house also has the 5th and the 9th house energies as well. So here, when the 10th house lord goes into any house, it is also about what is the success you will be getting from that house and how much income or earning or higher material gains you may also get. So here, when the 10th house lord of the D9 chart gets into the Lagna, it shows that you will get a lot of success. You may also get higher remuneration, higher material gains also, because the 10th house lord is placed in the Lagna itself, which means that the more you will be able to use your education, the more you will be able to use or take risks in your job or take risks in the careers, or don't hesitate when the right opportunity comes by to take the risks. However, take calculated risks. Don't give up on job without having a job in hand, but don't hesitate to make the move when the opportunity comes. Then you will find that higher gains may come to you. You may also get higher reputation, and you may also grow faster in that organization, in that role. However, this is a strong connection of education or qualification getting connected to how you will do better in your job, in your career. The other manifestation of this is, even if you don't do something which is connected to your education, to your higher qualification, then if you're doing something in an area which you like to do, which you love to do, which catches your interest, then too you will do very well. You will gain well. You will also gain materialistically, and because of the gains over a period of time, you will also find that you are growing in stature, you are respected at work, and you may also find a better role, a better designation as well. So if the 10th house lord in the D9 is placed in the Lagna, overall a very good placement for overall success, good stature, good dignity, as long as you take calculated risks, either getting connected to your education or getting connected to what you like to do, what you love to do. But don't hesitate to take those movements which you feel are coming to you through an opportune movement, making help or helping you to make your career move. Now let's see how the D9 10th lord, when it is placed in the second house, will manifest different results. So here it is showing very high gains from your work, from your career, and high earnings as well. However, this is also getting connected to the 6th house of service and the 10th house of getting a higher designation, which means that here, if you are working in an organization and if you have good results at work, then you may also get higher earning. But this also means that you will also find that your supervisors, the managers at work, could also be very helpful to you, could also be very cooperative to you, as long as you work on that relationship. So higher designation, better role, good growth in the organization connected to good livelihood. So here this means that don't hesitate to change your role if you are getting a higher remuneration. Sometimes we do change for higher remuneration without looking at the brand that we are getting into. So here this placement means that you can take some risks, not too high a risk, but take some risks, because you get a higher remuneration, you are getting higher livelihood. However, this is also placement where you can do business even with connected to family business or getting connected to family work, or somebody in the family, senior in the family, may also be following a certain career path, and if you follow in that career path because you look up to the person, then you may also get good success. So overall, if you have a service bent of mind, you will also find that you will be able to compete very well with the people at work. You will also be able to overshadow others much better. As long as you put in the hard work, you carry or keep to your values and principles, and you keep on the right side of your supervisors and the higher ups in the organization. So overall, a good placement for the 10th house lord in the D9 chart to be in the second house. Now when the 10th house lord in the D9 chart gets placed in the third house, this is a very strong placement where the harder you put in effort, the more you take self-enterprise as a way of life or as a way of approaching work, which means be creative. Don't hesitate to do new things, out of the box thinking, try unusual things or things which others may not have tried before, or at least suggest new approaches, creative approaches to work, and you will find that you may do very well. Your work may be connected to some way or the other to communication or how you communicate, which may also entail getting connected to people across departments, different departments, intra-departments as well as inter-department, getting connected to people within the organization across geographical boundaries, also both within the country as well as abroad. Also, communication may be the basis of how you get growth, how you get recognition. So don't hesitate to blow your trumpet a little bit by sending mails to others, giving more credit to the department, but also letting the others know what you have been working on, what you have achieved for the department, and so on. And the better connections you have at work, the better relationships you have at work, the better teamwork that you are in, you will get very high success as well. And because here the third house has the 7th house as well as the 11th house energies as well, so you will also be able to get your wishes and desires fulfilled better. The more you are able to communicate well, the more you work on how you are able to influence others, you will find all your wishes and desires may also come true over a period of time. Here you get a chance also to grow from small organizations, then getting connected to large organizations also. So if your D9 10th house lord gets placed in the third house, the environment around the organization or in the department may be to communication, to better connections, to interdepartment communication, interdepartment rapport, and through relationship building, also being able to work across the organization, across national boundaries also. So use that to better effect, work on your communication skills, ensure that you carry yourself with a lot of dignity, showcase yourself as somebody who works very hard, and you will find all the gains come to you. This is also a strong placement of doing your own business, maybe with people who you know or maybe with acquaintances. However, if you do business also with this placement, a very high chance of success, again, as long as you have strong connections and you work on your communication and how you are able to brand, market the area that you are working in, market yourself, market your experience, and use your high influential ability, high communication ability to be able to get the highest success that the business can give you. Now, if the 10th house lord of the D9 chart gets placed in the 4th house within the D9 chart, this is a very strong placement that you may get high success when connected to either real estate or something connected to real estate or home products or products which are used in the home. This is also a strong placement where you may be working out of home also. However, the strong probability of this is also that you may yourself be doing some research, some work where you have to dig out information, some work which has a lot of analytical ability to it, analysis to it. So it's about delving deep down, understanding what data is required, understanding the business better to different slices, understanding where the money is coming from, what you should be doing to be able to get better output, and then working towards it. This also means that You may have to work hard. Sometimes you may bring work to home as well. However, this is also strong placement where you will be able to create a lot of assets because of how you're working. So high success is given to you, almost given to you as a higher probability if you are able to do a proper analysis. The more you understand business, the deeper you go within the business, you will be able to do much better. This is also a strong connection of working in higher companies, large organizations, multinational companies, and there will be some foreign element to your work. Either you may work in finance or in IT department also, or accounts, somewhere money, somewhere insurance, taxation, analysis, and foreign countries, foreign client, MNCs are also all getting connected. So if your 10th house lord in the D9 chart is placed in the 4th house, make the best use of putting all your effort to understand the business better. Shine in front of your supervisors and managers by showing how much you know about the business, how much you know how the life cycle of the business is, and through that be able to influence them better. Then you will find a lot of gains come to you. You will be able to build better assets also, and you may get a lot of opportunities of traveling abroad, working for foreign clients, working in MNCs, or even going abroad. So if your D9 10th house lord is placed in the 4th house, a very good placement for overall high assets building and shining through the basis of your analysis and communication. If you have this placement, use it to your advantage, don't blow it. Now if the 10th house lord in the D9 chart is placed in the 5th house, this is a strong possibility of being connected to an area of work which catches your high interest also, something which you get into because you also have an affiliation towards that work. So for example, if you feel you like to do or would like to work in IT department or IT industries, then follow your dream. Don't let go of your dream, because this is a high probability that the zodiac is giving you. The second manifestation of this is don't hesitate to change your career when is required. If you find that your industry is slipping a bit, don't hesitate to change your industry. Now in some areas of life or in some areas of work, it is easy to change your industry. For example, if you are somebody in manufacturing organization or manufacturing industry, you can move from one industry of manufacturing to the other more easily. Or if you are working in the support organization or support departments like in HR or finance or IT, then too you can change your industry or change your area of work also easier. Rather than if you are a civil engineer, then obviously you will have to get posted in real estate companies, construction companies, and so on. But if you are able to increase your arena, which the 5th house lord placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart gives you, then you will be able to take those risks also, be able to change your career, make those moves also. So be more flexible. If you have the 10th house lord in the D9 chart placed in the 5th house, be more flexible what areas you take up, what qualifications you take, and also build on the qualifications so that you become more employable in other industries as well. Because you will find that sometimes you get offered from different industries from what you're or where you're working. So don't let go of the opportunity. This is also a placement where it shows there may be some upheavals in your career from time to time, but that is also to allow you to make the change and to make more gains from the change. So this is, the more change oriented you are, the more gain oriented you are. This also shows that you may get higher success by traveling. So don't hesitate to travel long distance if the job requires you. Be more open to it. This also connects you to people working in different cultures, people coming from different parts of the country and maybe around the world also. So as long as you have an open mind to change, you will get more gains. You will get an opportunity to travel also. Travel may be a part or important component of your job as well. You will get an opportunity to work with people from different cultures, and also this will help overall in the long run to add a lot of important growth to you. You may be very respected at your work, and you will grow faster if you make the change. So if you want to grow faster, you want to get higher up designations, you want to grow to a certain stature where you call the shots, then be ready for change. Be ready to add those qualifications which will help you to move up the ladder, even change the industry. You will find that high gains to you come over a period of time. Now when the 10th house lord in the D9 chart gets placed in the 6th house, this is a very strong placement where the zodiac is giving you an opportunity to be able to shoot down competition and override competition and outshine competition and do very well, but with a service bent of mind. This also strongly connects you to growth in your work area, with your supervisors being able to acknowledge your work, appreciate your work, if you are able to shine over your competition. So the key is to be able to do better than the competition, better than others in the team. So the zodiac tells you, I'm going to help you, but put in the higher effort, bend your back to be able to do better than competition. Then you will obviously get more recognition from your supervisors, from the seniors in your department, and you will be able to make a mark, and you will also see that you will also grow. You will grow in your reputation at work, you will grow in your stature at work, you will also be able to make important intra-department connections, and you will find high gains coming to you. Because of this, because of being able to overshine the competition and being able to keep a good reputation with your supervisors, high gains will also come to you, high livelihood will also come to you, high income will also come to you. This is also strong placement that you should also focus on saving. So try and put some money away. You will find that over a period of time, this will give you much gains. This will also grow in your saving over a period of time. So work hard, try and outshine the competition. This is also placement where you sit for competitive exams and then do very well also. So sitting for competitive exams, overshining the competition, doing well at work, and then getting higher income. This is the manifestation of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart when placed with the 6th house. The placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart, now when it goes into the 7th house. Now when it is placed in the 7th house, this gives you a very strong ability and probability to be able to make those strong connections, those strong relations which will be able to help you and give a fillip to your career, because this is not about possibilities, this is higher about probabilities. And so this is about making those connections, especially growing from small organizations into large organizations, working for large brands, and making the connections outside of your department also, because the better inter-department connections you have, you will find that you will also get better gains. And so don't hesitate to reach out and try and establish your network through better communication, going out and being more outgoing, being more of an extrovert, going for your tea breaks, going for different meetings, making those connections, sharing your number, and increasing your connect, spreading your web at your work, and you will find that these connections will help you over a period of time. This is also very strong placement for doing business and getting gains from your business over a period of time. So the better connections you have, the better partnerships you have, through that being able to shine at work through the higher connects, and being able to do much better through influencing abilities also. This is also strong placement of doing very well in marketing, in selling. It may not always be selling a product or service. Sometimes you need to sell an idea through presentations also at work. So if you work with your team, if you work with your department, and if you are the one who's presenting, you will find that you will be able to do better than the others. So work hard on your presentation skills, work hard on your influential skills, work hard on how you're making the connections, and work hard on how you make connections across the departments. Then you will find you will be able to grow from small organization, from smaller teams to large organization, large teams, and higher responsibilities also. And so high gains coming over a period of time, also getting higher probability of success in business, where you are able to use your marketing ability, your influential abilities, and your ability to make connections, and through that making higher gains, is the placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart in the 7th house. Now when in the D9 chart the 10th house lord gets placed in the 8th house, this is a very strong placement and a promise from the zodiac that the more adept you are at being able to handle obstacles, challenges, tribulations, upheavals, you will do better. This is also a hint from the zodiac telling you, take up those areas where you may need to change or transform every now and then. For example, some change which is required in your day-to-day work is getting connected to medical services, or getting connected to urgency services, or those services which require in-depth analysis, or going deep down and making more calculated decisions based on data, based on deep analysis. So lot of this connection is also to finance, to accounts, to insurances, also to medicine, also getting connected to government also, because this has strong affiliation of the government service. This is also strong connection to spy agencies, to the police force, to audits, to taxation, to research. So all these industries are possible for you. However, the biggest pointer here is that you may have to change, you may have to transform yourself. So usually there may be one time in your life where there may be one change which happens, but if you are ready for that change, then you will be able to do much better. There will be one time in your life where you feel, what am I doing, where am I going, am I going downhill, why am I losing this job, why am I losing in this business? But if you get the hint, if you are able to understand, whenever the challenge comes, look at the dasha and antardasha period. Also look at the transit, the placement of planets, basis the house of which house lord the dasha or the antardasha is on. It will give you hints where to move, in which direction to move, where to transform, where to make the change. And if you are ready to make the change, you will find high gains come to you. This is also strong placement where if you are going abroad, if you are going to foreign lands, it may take you time to settle down. However, if you are ready to be able to change the approach that you need to work with, how you are able to connect with foreign clients in MNC companies, then you will find that very high gains come to you. Maybe after some time period has passed, but when the gains come to you, they are very stable gains to you. These are high gains to you and they are good gains for you. This is also placement where you may need to change your residence a few times also, because there is a change in your career, change of movement also. But don't hesitate. Get out of your comfort zone. Don't be so relegated that I want to work only in my birthplace, I want to work only in the city when my family is, I will not let go of my family to move to another city, I won't be able to take it. Be more open to change, be more open to transformation, be more open to learn, be more open to change your perspective to work, be more open to change your area of location also. And then you will find after that one change, that one transformation, and working on data, make data your ally, make research, in-depth analysis your ally. You will find that if you are ready to change and you have worked hard on your ability to be able to understand the business better, using the data, using your power of analysis, you will be able to do much better. Maybe after a few years, after maybe one or two ups and downs, one transformation surely, but a placement of high gains and high business success over a period of time. And that is the placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart placed in the 8th house. Now when the 10th house lord in the D9 chart gets placed in the 9th house, this is a very strong placement that either your connection to the 9th house is giving you high success in either the field of education or higher learning, or the more higher qualifications you have, even PhD or even a master's, the better you will be able to do. This also gets you connected that there may be long distance travel also involved in your work, involved in how you operate, involved how you connect to clients, how you connect your work to the success of your department. And you may also find that within your department there may be people who work in different cities, so there may also be a lot of intra-connect or communication with your team members who are placed in different cities, maybe in different countries also. So some long distance travel, long distance communication, and the better qualified you are or the more adept you are at the work, even if you're not qualified into a certain stream, you're working in a different area from where you got your qualification. However, if you build your expertise, if you build your mastery, if you get very skilled and very competent at work, then this gives you very high gains over a period of time. You will yourself be known as somebody who is a master, as an expert. People will depend on you, people may approach you, and because you have a reputation at work of being an expert, of being very diligent, very hardworking, the success comes to you, the growth comes to you, the stature comes to you, and the money also comes to you. And there will also be opportunities of change coming to you every now and then. So don't hesitate to make the change. Get higher qualification or more competent in your work, and you will find that over a period of time high gains come to you. as long as you have an open mind to learn, to get higher qualifications, and to be able to get down to the brass tacks, get your hands dirty, to be able to understand the business better. And that is the placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart, placed in the 9th house. Now when the 10th house lord in the D9 chart gets placed in the 10th house itself, this is a very high success probability to be able to make a lot of gains and get very high success at your place of work. This is a sign that make yourself very comfortable at work. Try and understand the different facets of the work. Try and understand how the business works. Also try and understand the unsaid things, the unsaid secrets, and ensure that you have a strong grapevine. And try and work hard on your relationship with managers and supervisors. The stronger you work getting connected to your managers and supervisors, the better you will also gain. This also gives you high success in how you will be able to earn your livelihood, and very high gains also come to you. However, also have a service bent of mind. This is also a placement where you may have to compete with others. There may also be people who may be working behind your back to overshadow you and are competing with you for the same gains, same office, and maybe also the same designation. So if you work hard on your ability to work, put in long hard hours, very structured work, very professional at work, keeping good relationship with your bosses and supervisors, aimed at overshadowing your competition and looking at what the competition is doing, and ensuring that you keep your ears and your eyes to the ground, and then because of that you also have a march over your competition. So through that, knowing what works, keeping your ear to the ground, getting your strong connections, having strong intra-department connections, being more comfortable at work, not hesitating to take up more projects, not hesitating to take up more responsibilities, and through that overshadowing competition, taking higher responsibilities, showing higher competence, you will find that you will make much higher gains at work. You will also be able to get higher livelihood or more opportunities of change. You may find that people connect with you, asking you whether you want to work in the organization also, or whether you want to make the change. So as long as you are more comfortable at work, getting to know the organization in and out, working on the relationship with your supervisors, and always trying to outshine your competition, being more tactful also, you will find this is one of the best placements of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart, in the 10th house, promising success, promising high designation, promising high growth over a period of time with patience, hard work, and diligence. Now the placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart in the 11th house is a very strong gains bringing placement. Firstly, this connects you to be able to work in large brands, large organizations. You may start small, but you will end up generally with this placement in some big brand, in some large organization also. Even if you are in small company, you will find that your work, your clientele will be with some large brand where the headcount strength will be much higher. So either you work in an organization which has a high headcount, or you will cater to, or you will supply to, or you will get connected to organizations with their headcount is very high. So in that way you will get connected directly or indirectly to large brands, large business houses also, and eventually you will find that you grow into large organizations. There will also be some social cause or some way that your organization is catering to improving the lives of people, either through service or the products. So a very strong service bent of mind, a very strong emphasis on customer service, a very strong emphasis on how you are able to do more for the masses rather than for a very niche section of people. So high gains come to you if you are able to work on intra-department connections, but also your ability to be able to influence. This requires that when you work for a cause, when you work for a service, then you're also more mobile, you're also more flexible, and you have more out of the box thinking. You are able to think radically. You are able to think much different from how others think, and that way you will be able to steal a march over others. There may be some short distance travel also which is involved, but there will be a lot of email communication also that you will find. There may also be some social media connect to the organization, where they may also be on Facebook, they may also have a website through which they also get business. So if you understand what is the social connect of the organization, you build strong inter-department connections, you will find that you will be able to do very well. But this is also placement where this will require a lot of teamwork. There may be a lot of people within the team who you will have to handle well, where you will have to be very tactful on how you manage them. This is all about better connection, and through better connections, better growth, better designation as well. So if you work for some cause which you strongly feel aligned to, which you feel I need to work in this industry because either your qualification is in that industry, or you feel strongly about working for that cause or for that kind of work or for that kind of service, and then you work on your connections, you work on teamwork, working strongly with the team, becoming a team player, getting your hands dirty to work as a team, as a group, as a one component, and work on your influential skills. Work how you use your ability to be able to sell your ideas, sell how you will be able to influence others, sell your ideas, sell how you are able to present your organization, your department, and be able to influence others with data. Ensure that you have information in your hand, ensure that you make information or data your ally, and you will find that you will be able to do much better over a period of time with this placement. So getting connected to large organizations, getting connected to large brands, working with large brands for a cause with a very strong element of social connect, doing something for the masses, customer service with strong connections with the team, and getting high success, high gains at work is the placement of the D9 10th Lord in the 11th house. When the D9 10th Lord is placed in the 12th house, now the 10th Lord is placed third from itself. This is a very strong placement that the more effort that you put in at work, and the more you will get connected to the higher values of the work, not just the base materialistic values of work, but you get connected to the higher values. What are you eventually doing? What are you trying to do? So if you're, for example, working for a real estate company, not see that you are building buildings, but see that you're building houses, you're making people's life comfortable. So when you align yourself to a higher value, you will find that you will be able to better connect to the work and you will get better gains. The zodiac feels you are able to connect to the higher value of work. You understand the sensitivity and the impact that you will have in society. You want to give to the society more because you are able to connect. You are able to empathize, you are able to understand the higher value of your work. Then the zodiac also gives you back. If you keep your association with an organization, with an industry at a base value, at a material value, and you are ready to change because some other organization, some other role is able to give you better role, better designation, more money, but you are not able to connect yourself to the higher value that the organization is giving, that the service is bringing, that the product is bringing, then you will find that your growth will also be slow. Not that the zodiac will not pay you or not help you or may not give you the fruits of your labor. Obviously it will be, but because the 12th house has also excess and losses, so many times you may have to work hard, work in excess, and lose a lot of opportunities before you can make it big, because you're not able to align yourself to the higher value of work you're doing. You are connecting yourself to the materialistic values. So if you work in an organization which also appeals to you, which also appeals to your conscience, which you feel you're doing something higher in value to the masses, to a certain section of society also, but you are able to give back, you are able to do something more which will bring comfort to people's houses, smiles to their faces, make their life more livable and more manageable, then you will find that the zodiac will also pay you back, will also give you good gains. This is also strong placement where you may get connected to foreign lands or work in foreign lands or get education in foreign lands and then settle there as well. And very high gains coming to you over a period of time, where you may go through the ranks. Initially you may grow slow, but later on you will do much better. This is also a very strong placement of getting to the highest levels, becoming even the CEO or the MD or being on the board of directors in a foreign company, in a large brand, being able to do much better. And with this placement, usually you also get connected to more international organization also. However, usually with this placement, once you go abroad, you settle there, you may come back to your motherland every now and then, but very high success ratio in working for foreign lands, in working for higher value and leaving a strong legacy behind. Usually with this placement, people also do a lot of charity. They leave money even to philanthropy. So if you have the 10th house lord placed in the 12th house, have a strong connection to a higher social value, higher connect to somewhere where you're giving back more making the lives of people better, and you will find that the zodiac will also give you gains over a period of time. You may have your residence in foreign lands, you may make your assets in foreign lands, and you may reach the heights of success in foreign lands, or you may reach heights of success maybe even in your motherland, but in an area which is the niche area where you make a name for yourself. And this is not something which is more common, doing something which is very uncommon, doing something which is more out of the box, doing something which is very creative, is this placement of the 10th house lord in the D9 chart in the 12th house. So friends, now that we have talked about the placement of the 10th house lord in your D9 chart in the 12 houses within the D9 chart, see how your 10th house lord in your D1 chart is placed in which houses, and then see both of them in lieu with each other rather than seeing them in isolation, because that placement will tell you more about where the higher possibilities are, where the higher probabilities are for the highest success for you, both in terms of higher success in your career as well as in a material line. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation for me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.